What's happening? You know what I mean? August 12th, 2021. Time now is 4:39. Feel me? We chopping it up, man. We gotta chop it up like that, cause the other shit takes too long to record. You feel me? Sometimes it takes a whole day. I ain't got time to be watching my videos take that long to even record and shit. It's supposed to be out on that day when the day is given. You feel me? Cause there's more coming. You know what I mean? I don't plan on these things. I don't plan on these things to see what. Nah, I mean, I just give it out. I just dish out the information. I just dropped a video. This time it's definitely gonna be blobbing until I gotta get on the bus. I promise you guys that. Well, not promise. Don't quote me. But yeah, I just dropped a video about the noose being hanged on a construction site by a Hispanic man, and these guys were just laughing with him. And I'm like, well, you should keep the same energy. You feel me? Keep the same energy when another race does it then. Because if you think that is funny and you just laughing with him, then why would you get mad? And how do you significantly enhance the frustration when it's another race? It could be it could be a black person it could be another Hispanic person which wasn't a Hispanic person who did it. Then they laugh about it. But if it was a white guy who did it, they enhance the frustration. It becomes, they pour fuel into fire, and it becomes that more frustrating for the situation. And it's like, damn, if we can feel like that and laugh about it, then we should always laugh about it regardless of who does it. That's what I'm trying to say. We shouldn't be that frustrated when it's another race who has another color who happens to be a little whiter. You feel me? You feel me? That's just all I'm saying. If you go laugh with the nigga, then laugh all the time. You feel me? Just laugh all the time. Whenever there's a racist thing that happens, it's not that serious. Let's just laugh about it. Like, ha, 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 ha. It'll be the healthy thing to do. It's disregarded. Like, it's not serious. They just kids. They don't know how to control their emotion. Yeah, that would be the ideal thing to do. Right? It will be, right? But it's not. Because if you laugh about it all the time, you're not going to check the attitude of it. You don't know how serious that shit can get. You feel me? It goes from, ha, 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 I'm just playing, then a little bit, then a little bit, then a little bit. And this is how they get to move. So it's required for you to check it at the door. Because you see from my own situation, these niggas been hating on me for decades now. You feel me? What is he gonna say? It's a bus. You feel me? They be hating on me for decades. Decades on top of decades. I attack people who are personal to me. You feel me? I attack relatives, I attack friends and everything else like that. It keeps continuing because if you don't check it, this is what happens. So why would we laugh about something like that? You feel me? And we see what they do on a regular. So it's like when you see... Let it pass. So when you see individuals acting like that, you feel me? You have to check the behavior right away. Bam, be like, whoa, what are you doing? This is wrong. Come on, Holmes. What's wrong with you? You got time. Be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Come on, essay. Feel me? But I just felt like it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. There was nothing funny about it for those people in the video to be laughing. You feel me? And he was not sorry about it. He just took the news down and just threw it. Now, if you check him right away, he not gonna do nothing. He gonna be, I'm sorry. No, you gotta check him right away. Like, yo, don't do that shit, my nigga. You don't see us making fun of, we don't study your history, then try to use it as a cruel joke against you. You feel me? We don't do that shit. We don't even know the history like that. Because we just accept people for who they are. You feel me? Individuals like myself and other will accept you for who you are. I'm not going to study your history and see the hurt part about it and use it as a cruel joke against you when people have died behind that cause. That's not a joke. You can't laugh about shit like that. You feel me? And that brings it to a bigger topic, which I was going to get into. That's why I kind of cut that other one off. How do we know all these black men who were hanged in Florida, North Carolina, and other places in the United States were done by white people? We don't know that. It could have been anybody that did it. Think about it. Because if they think that's a joke, let it pass. Of course. Of course. If Poppy on the video think that was a joke, if he thought that was a joke, I don't understand how you can think that is a joke. It's like it's disturbing. I'm like, damn, that's a joke? Wow, okay. Cool. How's that a joke? But it's okay. All right, cool. Like, that's a cruel joke, my nigga. God damn. But I wasn't surprised because niggas punched me in my face and said that was a joke. They cut your hair and they said that is a joke. They tell lies about you and they said that's a joke. They say you gay and they said that's a joke. You feel me? They come into your apartment and say that's a joke. Or he's too serious. Like, they try to make your clothes dirty and they say, oh, that's a joke. You feel me? So everything that is cruel start off as a joke. You feel me? This is how people operate. They always operate in a joke realm. You feel me? They do cruel things jokingly. You have to understand it. Like, you're not alone. Confidential. It's all good. Let it pass. Just hear the message. It's also good. It's according to how you take it. It's your perspective. Very good. So, even in my own life, they've done things to me and they said, that's a joke. They steal money from me. That is a joke. He's too serious, very sensitive. He's too sensitive. Look, he's just too emotional. But that's a joke. They're hurting you. They're deliberately trying to hurt you, death you, and everything else like that. It's a joke. Too sensitive. You feel me? So when a person hanging a noose like that, and he said, oh, it's just a joke. It's a joke? It really is? Come on, man. How is that a joke? You feel me? How do we know what you do out in the open when you get caught is a joke? Then what about things that you haven't got caught for that's in the dark? How about all the people who got hanged in Florida and other states? Were that really done in a jokingly way or was it a serious matter? And I'm talking about recently. I'm not even talking about the past history. Recently, probably like 2 years ago or a year ago, we seen African Americans who were hanged. Yes, recently. Some of them got burnt. Some got tied to a tree. Rightfully so. It probably was done by some white people, but I'm just saying, like, some of them, the people were not caught because these people were dead and dead people cannot talk, right? Huh? Talk to me. So, we don't even know who did it. We don't know whether it was done by some racist white guy. It could have been done by some racist, you feel me, Hispanic men or some racist Chinese or Asian men. It could have been done by anybody. We don't know. We can't, that's what I'm trying to say. We cannot blame everything. That's a nice lizard, almost a snake type. Get your ass in there. You feel me? These are we paint these things too broadly with a paintbrush. We just paint them too broad, and we think that everything can fit in the category. And this shit is complicated. You feel me? It's complicated. It's individuals who feel like that. If individuals feel like that, they go use that against their advantage. If they feel like they're a little more on the white side, but they're not white, they're gonna act and behave like that because they despise who they are. So they're going to operate in the position of supremacy because they're like, know what? Since this is what the history said and it hasn't really been checked and we just going by, like, you know, it's the procedure of sweeping the dirt under the carpet. So it hasn't really been addressed. So any and everybody can jump into that thing, even though the person can't even speak English. He's like, fuck it. It's a joke. I'm just going to leave it there for a whole night. You come by, people are just walking by it. You feel me? You intentionally making other people feel uncomfortable at the expense, quote unquote, at the expense of a joke. You feel me? It couldn't be a joke. I wasn't even there, but I can tell that's not a joke. Because how can that be something of a joke? What made you think that would be a joke in any form or shape? Why? You just want to make people feel uncomfortable and unwelcome. This is what they do. They play cruel jokes. Very cruel. There's nothing funny about the jokes that they playing, but to them it's a joke. All right, cool. They play cruel jokes to make you feel uncomfortable not to work in the place that they don't want you to work at. This is a form of bullying, antagonizing, and try to push you away without literally telling you, yo, I don't want you here. Because they know if you get into that motion, there's going to be a fight, or there's going to be some kind of a pushback. So we got to fight you in a way where if you get serious, we hit you with that's the joke. You know, you was joking, you overreacting, like you're doing too much. So that keeps you, it kind of keeps you stagnant. You're like, what the fuck? It's like you don't even know how to fight such a thing when people are telling you like, yo, you overreacting. The seriousness of your problem is overreaction. This is what they do. It makes you handicapped to even fight them back, because it's like, it was a joke, man. It's a joke. Literally every day they still try to kill you. That's a joke. He's too serious. You get sick and you coughing and everything else like that, and you like, damn, I don't know what's wrong with me. They fighting you secretly, and they laughing about it and making it seem like it's a joke. And that shit can literally kill you. You feel me? That shit can literally kill you, but yet they acting like it's a joke, because they do not want to face you and fight you like men. No, they got to fight you covert, secretly, conniving, very dirt-wise. You feel me? That's nastiness. You feel me? But this is not for everybody that can relate to that person. Just because you look like that person, you are not related to that person. Now, the only reason why you will feel that way because you feel familiar to the behavior, because you are part of it. You feel me? That's why you will feel some kind of way, because you are familiar to the behavior, which meaning you relate to the individual that I'm speaking about, and you have done the same thing, or you support that person in the behavior. So that's why you will feel offended by such things. You feel me? But anybody else who agree with me is familiar with what I'm saying and saying, you know what, you are right. And it doesn't have to be a skin complexion, because white, Hispanic, black, and Asian will agree with the notion that, yeah, that is a cruel joke. Plain and simple, you feel me? It's not that hard, man. And I will get punished for saying these things, but it's okay. This is what I do. I wear those on my shoulders. I will wear the punishment just to tell the truth. And be quiet and listen very closely. You feel me? Just listen. Stop being your feelings. You feel me? That's not a joke. If you study the history of that, the trauma and the terror behind the noose cannot represent anything more than what it in other country maybe it represents you niggas catching a bull, which is animal cruelty. Let's just call it for what it is. You feel me? Yeah. Any country that you see a noose is in the form of degrading, or they using it to hurt somebody, but in their mind, they like it's a joke. In their mind, it's like a festival. In their mind, it's like a sport. But who is speaking for the victims? This is the reason why we always got to check these things. Because in America, it was cruel. In Spain, it's still cruel. In any other country, the noose is used as a form of degrading and bullying and intimidating. But in their mind, that's the other familiar side. That's the other side. They see it as a form of entertainment, endearment. This is just a sport. This is how they play. You see? They don't know how to play. Nobody plays like that. You feel me? Nobody plays like that. It's a game to them. It's like it's like the day start and they drawing a game plan. And the whole plan is cruelty. It's just cruel. It's cruel behavior. Maybe that's the name of this video. The cruel behavior. I think I've named it once before. It is a cruel behavior. Like, you don't do stuff like that and think it's okay and try to brush it off as if it's nothing at all. Why don't we put you through the same notion? You feel me? Why don't we neglect and deny you the way you've been denying? Let's see if that's a cruel joke to you. You'll be hurt. See, you have to take people's feelings, your behavior into consideration. You see, when a person like me does these kind of consideration talk and take people into consideration, show empathy and everything else like that, they see you as a child. They're like, oh, that he hasn't grown up. He still act like a little kid. He thinks like a little kid. This is what they think of you. But yet when shit gets serious and you start speaking these things, it actually now makes sense. They're like, oh, that's how grown-ups think. Yes. You feel me? It doesn't make... The reason why we grown-ups are so bad at it and we always seems like we got to act hard and everything else because we have gone through so much that the innocent of us has gone through so much that it has become hardened. So of course we're going to act like that. We acting in defense and protectiveness. We always got to protect ourselves. We got to put our shield up. You feel me? That's how grown-up act. But at the same time, being in that motion, you have to take other people into consideration. You have to learn. You have to study the history. Yeah. The guy's waving at me. Truth of the matter, it was waving at me before this topic. So they're doing the same thing again. Always waving at you. You feel me? When they do, you see, he's familiar with the other guy because he does not agree with what I'm saying. It's okay because I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not never scared of nobody. Never. I'm sorry. You could put that in the bank, nigga. You feel me? We ain't doing no suicide. Everybody know that. Been going through this in too long. But in conclusion, these people gotta stop what they're doing. You feel me? They got to. You feel me? Got to, man. You can't be playing cruel jokes, hanging nooses and shit. And just because you disagree with me doesn't mean you have to do it. And people who work with these kind of people, you have to check these people. You feel me? Check them. You know what I mean?
Route